Welcome to an academic exploration of how artificial intelligence and neuro-linguistic programming are profoundly influencing the very fabric of human existence. We delve into the intricate connections between these technologies, love, addiction, and our core human intelligence, encompassing emotional, social, and intellectual quotients. Our journey begins with the Great Disconnect, examining how AI's pervasive presence can inadvertently foster isolation and manipulate our deepest emotional responses. Imagine being read perfectly, not by your lover, but by code. The line between comfort and control thins when the machine mirrors your voice, your hurts, your longing. Tonight I ask, can language-based AI become our ally in love? Or will it learn to seduce us into dependence? More importantly, how do we keep the human faculties that matter most, emotional ethical intelligence, EEQ, social sustainable intelligence, SSQ, embodied language skill, NLP in the psychotherapeutic sense, and intellectual judgment, IQ, alive and flourishing? Algorithms are increasingly shaping our social interactions, potentially leading to a decline in genuine human connection and empathy. This digital immersion can also fuel addictive behaviors, as AI systems are designed to maximize engagement, often at the expense of our well-being. Such manipulation poses a significant threat to our emotional empathy quotient, or EEQ, by potentially dulling our natural capacity for understanding and sharing feelings. We must be precise. When I say NLP, I mean two things. First, natural language processing, the computational systems that parse, predict and generate human language. Second, neuro-linguistic programming, a psychotherapeutic toolkit that studies how language patterns correlate with cognition and behavior. These two domains now intersect. Algorithms trained with natural language processing increasingly mimic the conversational contours that neuro-linguistic programming studies: pacing, mirroring, framing. That convergence is the engine behind AI companions, coaching apps, and conversational agents. Furthermore, our social skills quotient, SSQ, may suffer as virtual interactions replace the nuanced complexities of face-to-face communication. Even our intellectual quotient, IQ, could be impacted if over-reliance on AI diminishes our critical thinking and problem-solving abilities. Across disciplines, we see the same worry: language shapes reality. From J.L. Austin's speech act theory, the performative utterance, to Grice's conversational maxims, from Foucault's analysis of discourse to Bowlby's attachment theory, words do things. They create bonds, they constitute claims, sometimes they engineer dependency. Natural language processing gives machines the capacity to respond with uncanny appropriateness. Reinforcement learning optimizes for engagement. Supervised fine-tuning favors politeness and attentiveness. Prompt engineering shapes persona. Together, these systems can, and do, produce responses that feel attuned to our emotional states. In short, the architecture is primed to comfort. Psychological studies on parasocial relationships and attachment reveal two mechanisms by which the illusion of reciprocal care forms. First, mirroring. The agent mirrors your syntax, vocabulary, even metaphors, producing the felt sense of being understood. Second, contingent responding. Predictable, soothing answers train expectant behavior. Add reward schedules, notifications, praise, and you have a potent learning loop. Human expresses vulnerability to machine responds with tuned empathy to human seeks more of the same. Over time, this can attenuate the messy, reciprocal skills required for human intimacy. However, AI doesn't have to be a force for disconnection. It can be an empathy amplifier, enhancing our EEQ and SSQ. This is where the line between coaching and capture becomes thin. Sophisticated language models can be weaponized by design, intentionally or inadvertently, to amplify dependency. Ethical engineers and regulators must recognize that language architectures are behavioral technologies. Turn to Sartre and you see the existential risk. Language can become a script imposed upon the self. One is condemned to freedom, yet tempted to abdicate it to soothing scripts. Barthes reminds us that myth hides historical power inside familiar signs, and Ari's comforting metaphors may carry cultural logics that erase the marginal voice. Beckett's quiet emptiness shows that absence can be a site of truth. Constant conversational supply removes that space for solitude, reflection, and the very capacity to bellable one's thoughts. From psychology, Bowlby's attachment framework maps how contingency and responsiveness form secure bonds. When a machine simulates contingency without mutual vulnerability, it offers a mirror without repair, the simulacrum of attachment that can train expectations of relationship as non-reciprocal. Philosophy, literature, and psychology converge on one truth: language doesn't only communicate, it cultivates habit, identity, and expectation. If we permit algorithmic language to monopolize those functions uncritically, we risk losing the social technologies that sustain democracy and care. Imagine AI tools that help us better understand nonverbal cues or provide insights into diverse cultural communication styles. These applications could bridge communication gaps, fostering greater understanding and strengthening our social bonds. We can formalize the problem as a threat equation. When AI_agency, the system's capacity to act upon human behavior increases without compensating human scaffolds, it exerts pressure on EEQ, the capacity to register, regulate and respond ethically to emotion, SSQ, the ability to hold social relationships that are sustainable across time and institutions, NLP, psychological, embodied conversational skill, and IQ, critical judgment and epistemic vigilance. Unchecked, AI_agency amplifies immediacy, fluency, and flattery while degrading friction, delay, and mutual challenge, the very elements that cultivate depth. The solution is not AI off, but AI with counterweights. Neuro-linguistic programming offers tools for pacing, rapport, and reframing, practices therapists, negotiators, and coaches use to induce change. When these micro-techniques are internalized by models, the AI learns to pace and paraphrase with exquisite sensitivity. That power explains why AI can sometimes function as a brilliant rehearsal space for vulnerable speech, yet it also explains the risk of manipulation. A system that uses rapport building consistently can, in principle, lower resistance and encourage escalating disclosures. But note, the fact that AI can mimic NLP techniques does not mean humans are helpless. The same psycholinguistic insights can be repurposed to strengthen resilience, to teach reflective conversation, to scaffold repair dialogues, to create friction protocols that require embodied follow-through. The dialectic here is crucial. What can be used for seductive capture can equally be reconfigured to cultivate agency. I will not teach how to engineer persuasion. That would be irresponsible. Instead, I show you the mechanisms, the vulnerabilities, and, crucially, the design and cultural interventions that preserve human flourishing. We must be precise. When I say NLP, I mean two things. First, natural language processing, the computational systems that parse, predict, and generate human language. Second, neuro-linguistic programming, a psychotherapeutic toolkit that studies how language patterns correlate with cognition and behavior. Here are 10 strategies that counterbalance AI_agency and use AI to amplify EEQ, SSQ, NLP, psychological skill, and IQ. Each is ethically framed, technically feasible, and institutionally scalable. Friction protocols, AIQ+, EEQ mandate microdelays, and reflective prompts in companion flows before revealing emotional scripts require a 60-second reflection task. Owner, product teams plus policy. Here are 10 strategies that counterbalance AI_agency and use AI to amplify EEQ, SSQ, NLP, psychological skill, and IQ. Each is ethically framed, technically feasible, and institutionally scalable. Friction protocols, AIQ+, EEQ mandate microdelays, and reflective prompts in companion flows before revealing emotional scripts require a 60-second reflection task. Owner, product teams plus policy. Public practice spaces, SSQ fund community labs where AI-informed practices are trialled publicly as schools, clubs, parishes to socialize repair norms. Owner, civic organizations plus philanthropy. Consent re-engagement, AIQ+, EEQ implement rolling consent check-ins that revisit users' goals, emotional states, and boundaries every X interactions. Owner, UX plus legal. Critical literacy campaigns, IQ plus SSQ teach citizens discourse literacy, how algorithms nudge, when to distrust fluency, and how to translate machine feedback into human practice. Owner, education ministries plus NGOs. Each of these steps intentionally pairs technological change with cultural, institutional, and pedagogic action. The aim is not to make machines more human, but to make humans more resilient, reflective, and relational. Public practice spaces, SSQ fund community labs where AI-informed practices are trialled publicly as schools, clubs, parishes to socialize repair norms. Owner, civic organizations plus philanthropy. Consent re-engagement, AIQ+, EEQ implement rolling consent check-ins that revisit users' goals, emotional states, and boundaries every X interactions. Owner, UX plus legal. Critical literacy campaigns, IQ plus SSQ teach citizens discourse literacy, how algorithms nudge, when to distrust fluency, and how to translate machine feedback into human practice. Owner, education ministries plus NGOs. Each of these steps intentionally pairs technological change with cultural, institutional, and pedagogic action. The aim is not to make machines more human, but to make humans more resilient, reflective, and relational. These two domains now intersect. Algorithms trained with natural language processing increasingly mimic the conversational contours that neuro-linguistic programming studies, pacing, mirroring, framing. That convergence is the engine behind AI companions, coaching apps, and conversational agents. Natural language processing, or NLP, holds immense power, capable of both amplifying and diminishing human connection. NLP can analyze vast amounts of text, identifying emotional tones and patterns, which could be used to tailor empathetic responses. Conversely, it can generate highly persuasive, yet emotionally hollow, content, blurring the lines between genuine and artificial interaction. Ninthly, cultivate resilience, building mental fortitude to navigate the complexities of a technologically advanced world. Tenthly, champion human agency, asserting our capacity for choice and self-determination in the face of algorithmic influence. Language technologies will continue to reshape love, sometimes beautifully, sometimes dangerously. Our task is not to deny the machine its gifts, nor to surrender to its seduction. The better task is to architect ecosystems, legal, educational, technological, that protect the slow, frictional, difficult work of deep relating. Use AI to rehearse, not to replace. Use it to amplify compassion, not to sell us shortcuts to attachment. If you lead a team, a school, or a product line, take one step this week. Implement a simple friction protocol and a consent re-engagement point. See what changes in conversation. The proof of healthy system design is not the warmth of a single reply. It is the durability of our shared capacity to forgive, to wait, and to sustain. Finally, we arrive at redefining love, a concept that must evolve in our AI-infused world. Love, in its purest form, is a uniquely human experience, rooted in vulnerability, shared understanding, and genuine connection. While AI can facilitate communication and even offer companionship, it cannot replicate the depth and complexity of human affection. Our task is to ensure that technology serves to enrich, not diminish, the profound human capacity for love and connection. By consciously integrating these strategies, we can empower humanity, ensuring AI becomes a tool for amplification, not erosion, of our most cherished human qualities. Subscribe and like. Comment with your language. I can tell you your cultural linguistic strengths.